today it's been like these cavalcade of strong women in my life that come and are making such a difference. And so we had a teacher who was on, and then we just had a special education attorney, and now we have here the fabulous Dina Kimmel. That I'm significantly older than you, but I kind of want to be more. I don't want to be you because you're you, and I don't want to be you, but I want to be more like you when I grow up.
I want to be like you when I grow up. You're my hero.
No, you don't. But no, seriously, and I've said this before, and I will say it again, and I say it behind your back, but you're doing incredible things. That you are an entrepreneur, but you are an entrepreneur with a heart, and that you make dreams come true for families, all kinds of families in all different kinds of ways.
You make me cry already.
All right, well, we have tissues. But for those of you who don't know, because you've never watched the show before, this is Dina Kimmel, and she is the brilliant mastermind behind We Rock the Spectrum gyms. We're huge fans of them here because anytime something makes sense and is smart and is right, I'm going to be a fan. And you're that on steroids. You're an autism mom, and this is, I don't want to take words from you, but this wasn't your intention. This wasn't what your life was going to be, was owning gyms and helping other families to own gyms so that they could make this happen. You were doing other things, and you were successful doing other things, and then you had a child with autism.
And your whole life changes.
Yeah.
Then it's about how do you make it work?
Yeah.
How do you make it work with that child and the sibling?
Yeah. And you saw quickly that your child, your fabulous son, who is such a little light, both of your kids are not little lights, they're big lights. But he responded to what? What was the thing that...
Well, for him, he was just the sensory. I mean, this first diagnosis was, sensory processing disorder, and then became autism. But he'd crash, and he hated playing with me. It was so sad. And I was the mom who, stayed home with him that first year. And I couldn't understand that when Daddy came home, and Daddy would wrestle him on the ground, and he loved it. And it was so hard until finally I had a wonderful OT therapist who taught me about sensory processing disorder and autism, and built a gym in my home.
And you say he would crash. I think for people who don't people know when they see it in their own kid, the kid who runs up, can't hug you, but runs up and knocks you over.
Oh yeah, headbutts you, knocks you over, climbs all over your body.
Oh my gosh.
And they're not toddlers when they're doing it. They're 4, they're 5, they're 6, really up till he was 7 or 8.
I used to say that Jem tried to climb us like we were trees, and he wanted to sit on our head. And I could tell when he was dysregulated because he would climb up me and get on my head like a monkey climbing a tree.
Exactly.
And I would go, what's happening?
Exactly.
What is this that's happening? But you saw that, your kid needed a certain amount of sensory input. And I remember the day that my OT said to me, what would be good for your son is if you hung a swing in your house and then let him get in it and hang upside down. And you know what I said to her was, is my kid a vampire? I was like, what? And I remember going home and my husband and I laughing, going, yeah, we're going to put a swing in the middle of the living room and have him hang upside down and spin. Well, you had somebody say something like that.
I did it.
And you put the swing in your living room.
And then I didn't travel without one.
Right.
We wouldn't go places without where we could put an eye hook in the ceiling and hang a swing. Absolutely.
That's why I say I want to be more like you when I grow up. Because you took that to heart and said, let's do it, saw that it meant something to your kid. And
Kids, really, it was both.
Yeah.
It's different. You have your son.
Yes.
He doesn't have siblings. Trust me, if you had a sibling with him, you would be sitting right here with me or have done the same thing long before I did.
Well, let's pause for a second and say, no, because I don't have that kind of a mind that you have, but eventually you opened your gym and saw what it did for you and your family, and then had people come to you and say, I want to be more like you when I grow up. How do I own a gym? And you franchised. And I have said and continue to say that if you had been doing that a couple years earlier, there would be no Autism-Live, because I would have a We Rock the Spectrum gym. I still think about how I want to do it, but I don't have the time. But I would have been one of your owners. I promise you, we were looking for what to do, and that you weren't there yet. But if you had been, that's what I would have done in a heartbeat.
Well, I consider that an honor coming from you, of course. I mean, an honor because, like I said, you have been with us since the beginning, and seeing how We Rock has grown from Tarzana to now in 21 states and 5 countries now, which I'm excited to tell you about.
Somebody asked me the other day, how many gyms do you have? And I said, what day is it? Because I'm sure that it's more. So how many are there? How many that are already open and running, and how many are there that total in terms of in some phase of about to open?
So we have 70 gyms in total. We have 41 that are open. Well, it'll be 42 this weekend. We have our first opening up in the state of Illinois, which I'm very excited about. And again, just warrior autism parents. They have a 22-year-old, and they need this. I mean, you should have seen him. He's, moderately on the spectrum, and he was in the gym. Okay, she posted a video of him, and he has motor, difficult with the motor processing, and he was putting down the tiles to the gym floor, and she's already had huge articles on him, and I get chills, but it's just, it's their missing piece, and they're in their late 40s and early 50s, so this is their, their second chapter in life where they're hanging their hat, and it's just, it's beautiful. I do change people's lives, and I feel honored to be able to say that. And it's probably the first time I've ever said it on your show because I am humble about it. But now I'm seeing it with the parents. And Seattle just opened up the weekend before last, and oh my gosh, just the import of inquiries and people saying thank you. And they have twins on the spectrum. These families, they need it.
Well,
they need it. They need it everywhere.
And that's just talking about the owners of the gyms. But once they open, what happens is that the community needs it as well, and we should pause for there's so much to talk about. But if you don't know, and look and see if you have a We Rock near you, and if you do, go, because you will get it instantaneously. That each one of the gyms has a core of that they're all the same, that they're 10 pieces of equipment that each gym has. So no matter where you go, if you're traveling and you see a We Rock, you can pull over and go there, and you're going to have some of the same things. But then beyond those 10 pieces of equipment, each gym has its own little flavor.
That's exactly right, which we want. We
Yeah,
want that.
Of course. That is brought to it. There's even a fabulous gym in Glendale that's geared towards teens a little bit more. And so each gym has its flavor, and people can bring their kids and sign their kids in and have their kids do something in the gym and run around and get their yayas out. Or they can buy time so that they can come on tell us how it works, because I know you've got different packages of how people can do things.
We do, and it's
you
great
have
because
camps now.
oh my gosh, and they are rocking and rolling this summer. Oh my gosh, it's tremendous. And I love it. I work the camps. I go across the street. I'm with the kids. I'm talking with the parents. I'm telling you would love it. I stand on the the desk and sing with the kids, and oh my gosh, it's so much fun. It warms my heart, and especially seeing those kids who don't eat or aren't verbal, and then end our 8 weeks of camp, and they're speaking and they're eating better, and it's tremendous. But we do have different memberships. We have the open play where you could come in one time and pay $12. Or $10, depending on if you buy a package, which of course there's always packages to bring down the price. And then we have our We Rock Care, where you can leave your little one. I mean, you and I both know with respite, okay, so the state might give you respite, but then they're going to give you someone who knows nothing about dealing with our children on the spectrum. And they're going to be calling us going, your son just bit me and is tearing apart the house. What do I do? So we are like an in-facility respite as well. And you can leave your child there and go on a date with your husband and go to the movies and get your nails done, your hair done, or go grocery shopping without your little one having a tantrum. Right? So, and then we offer our Schools Out program, which is like camps. And now finally, by the grace of God, Regional Center has come on board and is funding us to be those one-on-ones for the kiddos in camp. That's what's really huge.
We love that.
Yeah.
So there are opportunities pretty much for anyone as a parent. If you didn't know about it, it's one of the most exciting things, and you got to know more about it. And they're coming up in more places. Should we talk about Dubai?
Sure. Why not?
Well, why not? Because this time last year, we were talking about the fact that you were about to go international, and that Malaysia. And so now we just got the news the other day that you're going to Dubai.
Dubai and Saudi Arabia. Yeah,
amazing.
It's tremendous.
And we got pictures.
I'm not sure if you guys have a picture, of them, but she's tremendous. She's already She has 2 chiropractic clinics. It's Dr. Nashila, and her and her family are tremendous, and has a child with, sensory processing disorder, and just really saw the need and was visiting one of the gyms in Boca Raton, Florida, and said, I want to do this. So she came to the Malaysia grand opening, and I met her. So she got to see me in action there, and setting up the gym, and working with our owners, and it's built from there. So she bought the rights. There's their master franchisees when they go to different owners. So I teach them basically to be me.
Yeah.
And then they sell the whole country. So she'll be opening up 30 gyms of her own.
Wow.
There to her franchisees. And it's tremendous. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The Dubai location, it's in a mall because hello, it's so hot there.
Right.
This gorgeous mall, Jumeirah Beach. It's amazing, and it's huge. It's 5,500 square feet. They're gonna have a coffee and juice bar in there, and a little beauty salon. Okay, mom gets their hair done. Come on, all right.
Nice.
I mean, my hair. I didn't get my hair done for 2 years. I swear, when Gabriel was first diagnosed. I love your hair, by the way. Short and sassy, baby.
I'm just gonna shave it off.
But they are tremendous. Their opening is the end of September. I can't believe
That's
it.
quick.
Yes, and
My
then they're
goodness.
moving to Saudi Arabia, which has over 30 million people in it. And we're excited as we're bringing on also Australia at the end of the year. So that's the first time announcing that.
Exciting.
Yes, it's very, very exciting.
Australia. Oh my God. Well, there's some good news for Australia that could use it today.
Yes.
Remarkable. We talked about that earlier today. I don't want to give her any more time, but good news, and we always need good news, and we need hope, and we haven't even talked about the social aspect of it, which you brought up a little bit, having another child who's not on the spectrum, that she needed a place to be able to go and have interaction and see, that she could still have friends, and her brother being on the autism spectrum was not going to be in her negative column.
And it was.
And how could it not be in some respects to a kid who sees, oh, this person is getting attention that I'm not getting, and I don't understand why.
Exactly.
Even if it's negative, even if the attention is negative, that's a hard thing to explain to a sibling.
Well, and she was born the autism whisperer. I think, they're showing the bus too. This is great. This is something that we've just branched out on We Rock on Wheels. I think we spoke about it last on the show. But Malaysia really wanted to go mobile, and I decided to bring it to the whole world. And that's actually, that's the Tarzana. That's the Tarzana We Rock on Wheels there at a preschool. And that is in New Orleans. Okay, our new owners of We Rock on Wheels there, and they're doing tremendous.
Amazing.
And then we also have one in Kansas City as well going, and now they're building more buses.
And it's a gym inside the bus. It's not just a bus that comes and is decorated. What I love is that you can go to events. You can go for a birthday party.
Which is why I'm here today, to talk to you about that.
Okay, tell me.
Absolutely. But the bus has the zip line. It has the climbing apparatus. It has the swings. So a lot of us parents, and it breaks my heart because I'm really devoted to helping, to advocacy. That's what I do. I still go to IEPs. I donate my time to families who don't have monies. This is the love of my life, that I can pay it forward to these families who are not stuck and felt alone, like I did for so long. But to be able to actually have the bus go to your home, right, and have all that OT equipment there, and pay $50 an hour instead of $150. Shannon, that's really the blessing. But of course, going to preschools, for neurotypical and for kids on the spectrum, it's dynamite. It's unbelievable.
It's absolutely amazing.